Welcome again. Hello everyone, you're welcome to my YouTube channel. How to export cocoa beans from Nigeria, a step-by-step guide. I'm going to guide you on how you are going to export cocoa beans from Nigeria as an exporter. Cocoa beans are the raw material for cocoa and cocoa products such as chocolate, beverages and many others. The plant, which is native to tropical regions of the Americas, Africa and Asia, was grown for domestication in Africa, and West Africa championed the growing of cocoa. Nigeria has been a leading producer of cocoa beans since the 1980s, and in the 70s, after independence in the 60s in Nigeria, Chief Obafemi Awolowo, the premier of the Western region, he used this cocoa to do a lot of things. And today we have the cocoa house in Ibadan because that house, that 25-story building, was built from proceeds from cocoa, and a lot of developments in the western part of Nigeria at that time, the southwestern part. By exporting cocoa outside of Nigeria is difficult because there are so many restrictions on what can be exported and how it must be transported. In this video today, I'm going to tell you how you are going to export cocoa from Nigeria. You may be wondering why export cocoa beans from Nigeria. Cocoa is what gives chocolate its flavor, and the chocolate industry is a $100 billion global industry. In fact, over $120 billion global industry. So it's not surprising that many countries want to grow cocoa beans and export them. Nigeria is the world's second largest producer of cocoa beans, and they export most of their crop to Europe and America. But because of strict guidelines and high rate taxes on exports, exporting cocoa beans from Nigeria is difficult and it's also expensive. So why does Nigeria impose so many restrictions on exporting cocoa beans? It is because Nigeria wants to export to protect its industry and preserve its investment in cocoa production. That means that to export cocoa beans from Nigeria, you need a permit from the Nigeria Cocoa Board. So you need a permit before you can export. Most of the things that you need to export, you need permit. Like cashew, you need a permit also. And there are so many processes and so many documentation you need to do. These things are not difficult if you meet the requirements and you take the step. Now, what is the process of exporting cocoa beans from Nigeria? Exporting cocoa beans from Nigeria is complex. To export, you need to get approval from the Nigerian Customs Service. After approval, you'll be given a certificate of origin, which must be included with your shipment documents. In addition to the certificate of origin, you will also need a commercial invoice, a packing list, and a bill of lading. The bill of lading must indicate the weight, the grade, and the type of cocoa beans, as well as their destination country. Finally, you will need a certificate of quality before you can export. Basically, these requirements are what you need to export other products that are being exported outside of the country. Nigerian cocoa beans are very expensive because the export process is so difficult. If you want to export cocoa beans from Nigeria, be sure to plan ahead and follow all the rules to avoid a hefty fine. What to export from Nigeria? Nigeria is a leading cocoa bean producer in the world. Nigeria is a leading cocoa bean producer in the world. The country has been a leading producer of cocoa beans since the 1970s to 1980s. Cocoa beans are the raw material for cocoa and cocoa products such as chocolate and other beverages. The plant, which is native to tropical regions of the Americas, Africa and Asia, was grown for domestication in West Africa. The problem of export have been mentioned, and to export it you need a lot of documents. And once you meet the documents, then you can go on and you can start the exporting business. So to export cocoa from Nigeria, again, you will need an export license from the Nigerian government. If you want to export any goods, you will also need to produce Nigerian goods clearance certificate for goods with a value of more than $5,000. So how then do you export cocoa beans from Nigeria? Step 1, find someone who knows the law And understanding the law is crucial if you want to export cocoa beans from Nigeria. I tell people most times when I teach them on this YouTube channel, some people will be asking me some things. I am in a particular location in Nigeria, and that is where I'm making my videos from. Now, somebody in Maiduguri will be asking me where they can get something in Maiduguri. Somebody in Lagos State will be asking me where they can get something in Lagos. Yes, I've lived in Lagos before. Yes, I've been to some states. I've been to Kebbi. I did my NYSC in Kebbi, and I've been to some other places in Nigeria. Despite these, I give information and I tell you that, okay, you can get into this kind of place. So people will still come and be asking me the specific place, the specific person that will buy from them, specific person that they will sell to. Now, you are the one that will look for that on your own. If you now want me to look for that for you, you have to pay me. You have to pay me. You are a consultancy. Now I'm giving you all this information for free. You still want me to link you with a person that will buy from you, person that will sell, you will sell to, or a person that will sell to you. So if that is going to be, we have to agree that, okay, this and this are what your commission will be up initial. Not just that you will message me and ask me to do free service for you. Some people have contacted me and I've done business reviews for them, and I've done business plan for them, and they paid for it. So sometimes I'm producing information for free. If you want something special and specific, you are going to pay. So some of these things I mentioned are general. Now specifically, you have to look for people. Now I said find someone who knows the law. In doing that, what you just need to do is look for people that have been exporting cocoa successfully. So you go to them and ask them more questions. I have given you the details here. In fact, I'm telling you to go and meet them. So those who are actually doing it down the field, doing it, you meet them and they will guide you. This is how we do, this is how we do, this who you see, this what you do, this, and they will guide you, they will help you. That is very, very powerful too. Don't just stay in your own and be doing your thing. No, find somebody who is doing it. Use the same process that they are using, and with time you get experience, then you also become an authority in the business. So understanding the law is crucial if you want to export cocoa beans from Nigeria. In Nigeria, there are many rules that need to be followed when exporting goods. You need to find someone who can help you with that. Number two is that you need to find a shipping company. You also need a shipping company to transport your cocoa beans from Nigeria to a destination in another country. Number three, get the certification. You need certification from Nigeria's cocoa marketing company before you can export cocoa beans from Nigeria. Then the next thing is to prepare the cocoa beans. You must prepare the cocoa beans for export. This includes sorting them and according to quality, and then removing any debris and drying them. You know, if you don't dry the cocoa in the process, because it has some water in it, it can get spoiled. Microorganisms can spoil it in the process. But when it is dried, the activity of microorganisms that spoil food items like cocoa will be limited, and then most of your cocoa are going to be preserved. You dry it properly. When it is dried, it's going to stay longer. It is not going to be spoiled by microorganisms, and it's not going to be spoiled by normal spoilage. So you remove any dirt from it and then you dry it. Then you pack the cocoa beans. That's a step 5. You need to pack the cocoa beans into 50 kilogram bags. Then what do you do next? You apply for export. Shipping your cocoa beans from Nigeria is just the first part of the process. You also need to apply for an export license through Nigerian Securities and Exchange Commission within 10 days of exporting the goods. You need to show that you followed all the necessary regulations if you want to be able to export. So I'm going to draw the line for now, and I'm coming up with another video talking about another aspect of the cocoa, and talking about some other things like the step-by-step guide on how to start cocoa farming in Nigeria. I'm coming with that, and I'm coming with many other videos devoted to cocoa. So I'm going to cover all the areas around cocoa, and in fact what you can use cocoa for, both what you use it for internationally and what you can use it for locally. If you're a producer of cocoa and you're finding it difficult to export, you can also use it in the local place if you want to. So I'm going to come up with all these videos and bring you all this content. So I'm going to stop here for now, and I want to tell you that I'm the brain behind this YouTube channel. I want you to please like this video, subscribe to this channel, and then share the link of this video with your friends and with your family. My name again is Olugbenga Adetitun, and I'm going to talk to you some other time. This video that is popping up right now is the next you need to go and see. If you have not subscribed, what are you waiting for? Go ahead and subscribe to this channel. Until I come your way again next time, bye for now.